Hi everyone, Ellen Jaffe Jones wanting to talk to you today, if you aren't already nauseous from all of this, about the $18 Big Mac. And it's been all over the interwebs and lots of YouTubes about it. Of course, as the author of this rather popular book, so popular that even the dog had to eat some of it, I just couldn't remain silent because $18 for a Big Mac? Are you friggin' kidding me? I mean, who has this kind of money? And $18 does include an order of fries and the soda of your choice because, if you aren't destroying your arteries, you might as well destroy your teeth in the process, drinking all that sugary, those sugary drinks. I don't know. This kind of stuff just drives me crazy. But this article in the New York Post talks about, they reported on Monday, McDonald's did, that's a few days past, that their revenue was up 14% in the latest quarter. A surge, the burger giant said, was driven by strategic menu price increases. No kidding. Who pays $18 even for fries and a soda with a Big Mac? So what did I do? I promptly went out to my local grocery store, Publix, and became inspired to show you some substitutes in case you don't want to pay $18 for a burger. This is rainbow Swiss chard. And this was so beautiful. I saw this. It was just like screaming to me. And the produce manager there was saying he put this one front and center because it was the prettiest of the group. And I really do have to go and eat it for lunch. Rainbow chard has so many vitamins and minerals in it, calcium being one of them. So rainbow Swiss chard you can make with whole grains like rice or beans. And by the way, if you just do rice and beans, it's only going to cost you about 20 cents per serving, maybe a little more. So let me put on my spectacles to tell you how much rainbow Swiss chard, which is considered a very beautiful delicacy in the vegetable kingdom, $4. $4. So a very chunky Amy's bean and rice burrito, 310 calories, 9 grams of fat. That's a little on the high side. What are they adding? But that's not the part for the story because I just wanted to tell you, instead of 3.5 or one Big Mac, you can get 3.5 burritos, $3.50. These, I remember not too long ago, these used to be $1 or less, but there you have it. And you get plenty of protein because people are always worried about us poor vegans not getting any protein. So you get 10 grams in this serving, or 13% of your daily recommended amount by the federal government. Okay, so some other possible replacements for your Big Mac. These plant-inspired tossables, they're coming up with so many of them now. This package says it is has 2.5 servings in here. I will tell you that is no problem for me to wolf down the whole package, but you can put these in a salad to make them go farther, mix them up with some beans and grains, and you get plenty of protein. And how much did we pay for this? Check in here. Yes, of course, it's going to be like the bottom price here, $5.49. So almost $6. But again, 1/3 the price of that $18 Big Mac. You can also get all kinds of plant-based proteins. And this is Gardein. I love their chicken scallopini chicken sections, but Publix didn't have it. However, these are little strips, and this was $5.49 for this big package, which also serves 3 according to the package. So it's just so easy to replace those Big Macs, like big time. But if you must have a vegan protein burger, there you go. The Impossible Burger, you got 2 of them here. And what are they saying? It is how many servings? 2 servings. So one of those is a serving, and the Impossible Burger compared to that $18 Big Mac, $6.99, $7. So $3.50 for one of those. You could have 3 or 4 Impossible Burgers for the price of one Big Mac. And they do sell them at different fast food restaurants. You just have to check to see where they're available, but you can certainly make it at home. And if you want healthier veggie burgers, I'm always a fan of Dr. Prager's. They're a little higher in fat than I would like sometimes, but they are quite tasty. So 6 grams of fat, 4 servings per container, so that's 6 grams of fat for one burger. And of course, if you check out my book, Eat Vegan on $4 a Day, I have like 0 to no fat burgers in, or 0 to just a few grams of fat burgers, 3 different recipes in Eat Vegan on $4 a day. So you can definitely do that. And I am sorry to say, I wanted to show you one of my favorite lunch ideas. It is very filling, but of course, as most of my days are filled with different activities, and so I had to eat in the car, but oops, don't like the soy sauce because that's too salty. But these are the veggie rolls that Publix makes, and I'm sure your store does, but they're really fresh, so I really do like these. These used to be $6, they're now $7.49, and they used to have like $5 Wednesdays. I don't think they have that anymore, which is kind of sad, but what are you gonna do? So it is something that I get on the run. And then, of course, I like to you can make burgers out of portobello mushrooms. See how big they are? Actually, those could be 2 burgers. And then I also like to dress up my whole grains with these gourmet blends of mushrooms and many different options, different flavorings you can make with mushrooms. And let's just see how much those mushrooms were. We had some baby kale at $3.49. There this is. Again, that can be a whole meal. You can make it in a smoothie. And the portobellos were $3.99. So again, $2 for a burger instead of an $18 Big Mac. And so my total expense at the grocery store, let's see if there's anything else that I didn't show you. Oh, I bought some bananas because you always have to buy bananas when you go to the grocery store. Just a bunch of them. So this total was $68. $68. So $18 times 2 is 36, times another 2, that's 72. So I got all these groceries for the price of 4 Big Mac meals at McDonald's. And let's not even go there. Well, let's go there with the price of a bypass surgery. It can be anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million, depending how much your partner spends, how much time they spend in cardiac rehab. I had an ex who did just that for a month, right around this time of year, around Halloween, because the intensive care unit nurses were dressed in Halloween costumes. $1 million, that's how much it cost 15 years ago. So I haven't even researched how much these procedures now cost. And it doesn't matter who pays for it, you, me, the government. It's just not sustainable. And oh, I forgot to, in that $60, almost $70 bill, I got this big bag of berries, which I got to go put in the fridge because, as you can see, it's defrosting like crazy. The freezer, actually, not the fridge. But just you can buy so much food, so much healthier food, and it doesn't clog your arteries, and it doesn't clog your brain and cause Alzheimer's. There is increasing evidence that your diet, your lifestyle has so much to do with whether or not you get Alzheimer's, which can be genetic. I actually was, because I've been a part of our family with their breast cancer gene, the BRCA1, BRCA2 gene, which I don't have, but everybody else in my family of origin. If they didn't have that, it was their lifestyle that triggered breast cancer. Mom and both sisters had it, and they think that at least 2 of the cases were environmentally triggered. So when you are doing all of this and incorporating these things into your lifestyle, there is much you can do to turn off the genes. And because I was involved in this whole genetic research, I got approached to see if I wanted to participate in an Alzheimer's gene study. And fortunately or unfortunately, I don't have that gene either. But again, dementia, which is another word that describes the big family of brain deteriorating conditions, Alzheimer's is just one of them. That too can be triggered by what you do. And running, which, as you know, I'm a crazed runner, that is preventative in some cases against Alzheimer's. So there's so much we can do. And I just want you to remember that you don't have to go out buying these $18 burgers just because it's the way the world is going. I mean, the cost of food, as I've shown you, even in our own plant-based kingdom, it is depressing how much prices are going up on everything. So it's really important that we kind of stick to our basics here. The whole big, black beans here, the big beans and grains thing. And you can use any kind of bean. You can use any kind of grain, brown rice, millet. This is, those are actually oats, whole grain oats. So you can cook those overnight, mix them in with some chia and berries and have overnight oats. But any whole grain paired with any kind of bean is very nutritious and insanely cheap, maybe 20 cents a serving. So, if you have been a fan of my well-appreciated book, you know that what made this book so unique when I came up with the idea back in 2008 is that every single recipe has an estimated price based on food you can buy at a big box store, which generally tends to be cheaper than some of the more mainstream grocery stores. These prices don't match yours right now. These are still the cheapest recipes on the planet. And because I was a financial consultant and a TV consumer reporter all of my life, as I was watching my family go downhill so fast, became focused on how do I crunch the numbers and show people how insanely cheap it is to eat this way, because I've eaten this way most of my adult life with my children, and I know how crazy inexpensive it can be and so good for your health. All right, if you have any questions or if you've got a favorite recipe from this book or another budget recipe book after this one, because there were tons after I wrote that one, please feel free to drop them down below. We love to give shout outs to other vegan authors, and just let me know how you're doing coping with inflation and managing all this, because it is really stressful. So you got me. I've got your back, and we're going to start just continue to tell people how insanely cheap it is to eat vegan. You save not only at the grocery store, but you avoid doctors and diseases and avoid hospitals. Generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, you do. And you can go and run and place in, where am I now, 288 5K or longer races for my age group since 2006, just on plants, because somebody came up to me at a race once and said, "Hey, you can't run on a vegan diet." To which I said, watch me. Let's set the record straight. All right, everyone. Hope you have a great day. Let me know how you're doing. Carry on. Gotta run.